Hello. Okay, so my hair's really fucking puffy. Anyways, but you know how sorry. You know how when you draw something and you get really used to drawing it and like you just get better and better and better and better and you're just like, how the fuck did this change that much? So I did Inktober this year. I did Inktober and I'm now doing NaNoWriMo, and my hope is to make a video each day next month. Don't know how well that's gonna go, but I'm gonna try with a minimum of like a minute or two. Let's find out how that goes, shall we? So I did Inktober. Did you think this was the only sketchbook I did? Because it is fucking not. My Inktober spanned over 3 sketchbooks. And I just wanted to make a video to kind of be like, hey, this is what I did this year, because I have shared what I did in past years, but it's always been photos and never explanations of what's happening, just sort of piled it all into my Tumblr and then never said anything else about it. So I started out this year doing a theme, or doing the list thing that someone put out. I did not stick to it. And because of the release of Bendy and the Ink Machine, I decided that that was the perfect excuse to play with something. Sorry about really getting closer for a second. I decided that was a good excuse to play with my India ink. I have with this brand, you have to have water in it to get it to work at all. Otherwise, it's just kind of a sticky sludge sort of situation. And even when it's brand new, it's like that, unless they're selling product that's been on the shelf for years and years and years, which they shouldn't be doing. But you have to have it watered down, you have to have it mixed a specific way, which I did. I spent the entire month using this, and those brushes right there, to draw and ink. And I'm actually pretty happy with the results, but I'm going to start out with the things I did first. The first thing was, like I said, I started with the prompts. Ooh, everything's going weird for a second. 1 second. So I started with the prompts, and I went. The first prompt for October 1st was Swift, and if you can kind of tell, that's supposed to be Eddie from It. See, the loser lover cast, and she's just a little short and just running over a fucking log at her shore somewhere. Day 2 was Divided, and that's just kind of a character of mine. It's hard to explain. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't feel up to explaining it right now because it's part of my books. October 3rd was Poison, and that was kind of meant to be Pitch Black from Rise of the Guardians and the Guardians of Childhood series. The one who's Cosmo's picture got poisoned and stuff. I wasn't too happy with the prompts. They seemed a little strange to me. So I decided to switch. So this was October 3rd. This was October 4th. Hey, look, it's Bendy. And that seemed to work out a lot better for me. Like, I could actually deal with that, and I actually liked doing it a lot better. This was like the end of the sketchbook too. So I just kind of messed around. See, this is what happens when you play with the ink without watering it down, is you get this like streaky, plasticky, almost like, so you can kind of hear it, and it's not fun to work with this one. It's not watered down, except it does create the right look in some situations, so I kind of did use it in some places, but not in many, because God, it sucks. Yeah, and a lot of days I did do more than one drawing because I fail at keeping myself to a schedule like that. October 4th, I also did go back to the underwater because I kept thinking, oh, I should try to follow the prompt list. You can kind of see there's a person fucking drowning. It's actually from a nightmare of mine, but, I I kept thinking I'd go back to comps and stuff, but that was not what ended up happening. So there's Alice Angel. And I like to imagine that this might be one of their concept drawings for her in the in-game universe. You know, like the animators are like, here, what do we need Alice Angel to look like? Well, we can make her look like this. I got the hair a little wonky and the bow's a little wrong, and yeah, I just had fun. And then there's this fucker. We all know this fucker. This was, again, October 5th, which was the Alice Angel as well. So, yeah, there's that part. October 5th. What did I do for 6th? I did something for the 6th. What did I do for the 6th? Was that a day I had to make up? That might be a day I had to make up. Yep, that was a day I had to make up. Alright, so October 7th was just straight up, here's Boris. Shaped like a friend, Boris. We like Boris. Makeup drawing for October 6th was the self-portrait thing. Me in my Captain America shirt and my skirt and my leggings and just me. October 7th was also that. You might notice I'm just bad at keeping schedules. This was October 8th. That's Dear Henry. Back when he was working as an animator for Joey Drew Studios. The anatomy is not as wonky as it looks on camera. It's just the angle I'm having to hold this at. Here, 1 second. Behold, the world's shittiest tripod. See how it's kind of like already gravitating back into itself? Yeah, it does not like being separated out, so I need to get a new one. Alright, so there's Henry. And then we get into some of the more interesting stuff. There's Norman Polk, the projectionist. I'm actually very proud of this, like the way it all came out. Have some Maxwell from Don't Starve. The King. I'm personally very proud of how this part came out, the calligraphy part. I just think it's really cool looking. The 9th. October 10th, I did Wilson. And then, once again, I'm kind of proud of my calligraphy sort of situation. I just thought it was very pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of how that came out. Another one for October 10th. Look, it's Bill Cipher. Fuck off. And then it's Sammy Lawrence. Fuck off. And then, before everything went crazy, here's kind of my headcanon about what Sammy Lawrence and Norman Polk looked like before. I personally go with the headcanon that Norman Polk was black. So, screw you. Because we need more representation in media. And you will take that from my cold dead hands. So yeah, there's just ink splatters everywhere to indicate death and doom and destruction for these guys. Another one of my characters, she's a girl who finds out she's deaf, which is always a fun situation. This is the 12th. And you might recognize somebody right there. Whee! Hey, Warstash. So, I'm always very fond of those, playing card situations where, like, it's doubled in and you can, like, you know what I mean? So what this is based off of the Who Killed Markiplier videos. There's the Colonel with the Mayor, Kane. It's not your fault. Or is it? So what I noticed is that the Colonel and Warstash seem very similar. And the Mayor obviously becomes Darkiplier. So I have to wonder if the Colonel went off and went crazy, which he does do at the end of the series, of the Who Killed Markiplier series. And I have to wonder if he went off and did that and became Warstash and became convinced that he never actually killed anyone. Which might explain why he's so cavalier about shooting people. It's because he doesn't think it actually ever kills anyone, so yeah. But yeah, I'm actually very proud of how I got the guns to come out. I tried to make it look like the same gun. So I'm very happy with how that came out. That one's just ink-lined. So we're just gonna kind of censor my boy here. His name is Dane, and he's a character from something I'm working on. Mostly this was a practice in anatomy, and just kind of spot color work, I guess, would that be how you described it? But, like, I'm very proud of the feet and the knees and just the ankles and just sort of this general situation. I'm a little proud about what's under my finger, but it's a little more risque than I want to get right now. This was October 15th, and it was designed for an embroidery project I did, which I'll have to dig out and show you guys later. This one was October 16th, and I will admit I did fail. You can kind of read what's going on there. He's just a character of mine, and I was very proud of how the anatomy came out, how his clothing came out, and just kind of decided I liked it a lot, so I didn't want to risk ruining it by inking it. And then there's these guys. Bendy, Boris, and Alice, Bendy and Pals, October 17th. This is actually a two-parter, in that there's another drawing coming up. And have some Creepy Bendy. So remember how I said that the ink was hard to work with when it wasn't watered down? This is kind of what I did with it, is that I let it not be watered down in these areas where it drips, so that it looks more sort of unnatural and 3D-ish and just sort of drippy in weird ways. I'm pretty proud of it. I regret putting this drip here, because I know what everyone's gonna fucking say. It looks like a dick. I'm sorry. Goodbye, we're gone. And then there's this. And I just kind of figured this would be a neat little Alice Angels, her shadow. And again, the ink splatter to indicate death and destruction and ruin. This is a makeup drawing for the 18th, because I kept... Oh god, this month just kept going wrong. I believe there's an AU somewhere with Bendy running around with Henry in the studio and being chased by the Big Bendy and everything. This is sort of supposed to be Big Bendy coming after them, and that's what the ink is all around them for, and yeah, I had fun with that. Here's another part to it. See, the ink's kind of reaching for them, more splatters. And then really freaked out Bendy, and ink splatters again to indicate doom and destruction. This was the creepy little mini comic I came up with. Sorry, it's not that late here, but it is 9:30 and it's been kind of a weird day. So, forgive me for yawning occasionally. So, wondering how I got here? Me too. My name is Annalise, and it's just this girl, sort of dead looking in the woods, and then there's a hand brushing her hair back from her face. And Lisa saw it if it matters at all. I don't think it does anymore, not when I'm dead. And there she was before. I thought she was kind of cool looking. We were on a date. Noticed the face of the date's obscured by a tree. I didn't notice how far into the trees we were. He had been charming. I should have noticed. Mushrooms grow in certain places. They grow especially well on top of bodies, which is true because they release nitrous? Something like that. They release a chemical that's really good for growing mushrooms. He murdered me. I'll spare you the details. It's the only kindness for you now. Because you're here now with the rest of us. You're one of us. There are 15 of us with you. Notice her eyes starting to get creepy. But yeah, there's Annalise getting murdered. We are the wolves in the woods. And we are starving. I had fun making that. I'm actually very proud of that panel of this little mini comic. It's just kind of a short exercise, 4-page exercise in comic drawing. This was October 20th. It's a skull. I was very proud of that. We're going to ignore what's at the bottom of the page because it's my bad attempt at French. I've never taken French. I'm a Spanish learner. Here's more Alice. Look at her little teeth. Do you see her little teeth? Her little teeth are so cool. I'm very proud of that. I think I made her dress just a little too short proportionally. Hopefully it looks alright, but also there's again the tactic I did with the ink where I left it a little less watery to make this sort of, because you have to find a way to make black stand out on black. And sort of, yeah, October 20th again? Yeah, October 20th again. This is from the same story as Dane back there, the one with the blood on his neck. You lose yourself. Whoever you were, you'll lose it to him. There's a whole possession story that's going on there. You remember the no drawing in Benny and the Ink Machine? There it is. I made it bigger, because I do that sometimes. It was just kind of a playing with Benny, because I'm still not quite sure how to draw him. I think I've gotten better at it. I did a lot on October 20th, by the way. How about Joey Drew? Yeah, he's just kind of contemplating some stuff that he should not fucking be contemplating because he's an idiot. We have gods to appease. My heart knows my head is lying. I don't miss you, I say, and I know that I know the lie on my tongue, but we have gods to appease, is what it says in the little areas. And then the words again and again, because that's just kind of my favorite part of the game, is that it's just constantly creepy as fuck. And then a hand being splattered with the Doom and Destruction ink being marked with cartoon glove lines coming out of the ink. Or going in, depending. Although the marks look like it's coming out, but... I don't know. Why am I so tired? It's not time to be tired. Here's the second part to the Bendy and Pals drawing. So there's Bendy, and there's Alice, and there's Boris, who looks really freaked out. So again, I had to figure out a way to make Bendy and Pals. I had to figure out a way to make black stand out against black, especially right there. So what I ended up doing was Boris gets his lines this way, Alice kind of gets hers darker and like sort of scroofed, and then Bendy gets his this way. So that they each get a distinctive line pattern that doesn't interrupt each one. And then there's the Doom and Destruction ink splatters again. Don't ask me why that's almost a perfect square. I did not mean to do that. Switched fandoms for a night. This was Ballora with the lyrics I Hate My Metal Bones from the song Dance to Forget by, I think it's Try Hard Ninja. October 24th. I just kind of had fun with her. This is based off a drawing I did like a year ago. Less than that? Maybe less than that. No, I think it was a year ago. But, yeah. And, of course, the requisite Homestuck bullshit. This actually was not just my black ink. This was gray ink, or white ink mixed into my black ink to make it this color. But the rest of it is just black ink in various shades and stuff. I'm actually pretty proud of how that came out, too. Not too proud of my handwriting there, but still working on it. Oh. The fuck you say, bitch. Actually, like, especially of that, like, his head came out, just sort of... I'm very proud of the cardboard stand kept out thing right here. Oh, this looks like shit. I kind of wanted to make, like, a little episode title sort of thing, like you'd see in an old cartoon. You know how you get all the bendy posters around the studio? Well, here's one of Alison Pendle and Susie Campbell, even though we don't know what they look like, who they are just yet. Alison Pendle and Susie Campbell in I'm Alice Angel. I'm Alice Angel. So there's Alison Pendle, and Susie Campbell finding out she's getting fucking replaced. So that's fun. Did some off stuff. There's Zachary. Just kind of playing with my inks again. I don't know why it did that, because it never has done that before. So I have to wonder if it was just that ink color, or if I did something weird to it, or if it just did not fucking like it. I don't know. And then I have some liquid acrylics I was playing with. So I have some Avenging Angel Zachary. I didn't ever color in his fucking eye like I was meaning to, but oh well. Just kind of playing with my acrylics again. Didn't even mark that as a day. Back to Rise of the Guardians for a minute. Just kind of Pitch and Sandy, because I do like them together. If you ever get the chance to come meet me and, like, touch this, this is kind of raised up, and it's got kind of a rough texture like sand, which I achieved by mixing my liquid acrylics into my ink, which did not work out for some places, but I think it, like, worked out pretty well. Yeah, I'm just kind of happy with how this went. And then there's this, and I had fun with that. It's not meant to be part of the other thing, but it was just kind of me using up my ink, mostly, because I had mixed it up, and I don't like wasting it, because liquid acrylics are fucking expensive. They're little bottles about that big, and they're like $8, $9 after tax. So, there's just me kind of playing with things. October 29th, where did... Oh, right. Right. Nope. So, that's not a day, but just kind of a brief, more characters of mine. This is October 30th drawing. Back to Homestuck once more. I got a new set of pens and colored pencils. I decided to try and play with them for a little bit. I'm pretty pleased with how that came out. There's a story I'm writing that has Kankri having double and long a flight car cat has. Because, fuck it. It's a page for my experimental stuff, like if I'm trying to do embossing or whatever. And then, here's October 31st drawing. She's the Halloween King. And I'm very, actually proud of all of that. She's kind of sparkly, and she's got orange, and I had to mix this orange custom using my red, brown, and yellow inks. Because I have colorful inks. This is a mixture of ink, pen, and lining pens. When I say pen, I usually just mean like ballpoint, because I use that, because I'm like that. But, yeah, I'm pretty proud of her. I'm really proud of her. Yeah, she's kind of a character I've been playing with for years. Final day of Inktober. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I did for Inktober. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day, and a good night, and a good evening, and a good whatever. Bye-bye.